people that commit those crimes and put some of those advanced techniques on that problem to bring that in. What we're seeing ultimately, this team in about a little under a year now, we've put together a solid 200 to 220 solid cases of putting people away in jail all over those 800 square miles that the captain's talking about. It has been super effective. It will continue to be super effective, but I already said the word, it all comes from developing intelligence, and we really depend on members of the community for that intelligence. So this is a partnership. I think we all recognize that. I look forward to hearing the questions or picking on us, as the gentleman in the back said. I look forward to those problems, and if you guys have issues that come up or issues that you want to discuss maybe outside of this meeting, I've left my card in the back along with a copy of the crime map that we're going to talk about for that 3-month snapshot. My email's at the bottom of the card. My cell phone's number's on there too for my work phone, but the email's the best way to get a hold of me. Any information you guys send me, I will send out to my team to vet, with a pin in it that we do cover 800 square miles. So we do have to prioritize what actionable intel we can get and how much time we can give any individual problem, but I promise you I will take a look at it. For the snapshot that the captain was talking about, again, this is a 3-month snapshot. When we put it together, it ended on February 28th. So there may be some stuff on here that's happened in the past few weeks that we don't have info on, but just to let you guys know, there was one arson right here on Sage Road of a vehicle that had been left abandoned down there off of a little bit farther south here than Red Mountain. We've had 3 assaults. All 3 of the assaults were perpetrator and known victim, meaning that they knew each other, and those cases will eventually be solved. There's a couple that are not arrested yet, but they're still working on it. They had 3 burglaries, 12 thefts, and 5 stolen vehicles. A couple of those cases, actually about 3 or 4 of those cases, were all kind of rolled into one incident where a vehicle was stolen from a house that was broken into, and some property was removed from the house as well. For the most part of those stolen vehicles, 4 of the vehicles were recovered already, 2 in outside areas, 2 within our AO here in the Sage community. And they all had, 3 of the 5 had suspect info that either my team is following up on or an arrest has already been made.
I'd like to bring Sergeant Deloss just to speak with you a few minutes about his experiences here. He's one of our 2 sergeants out of the Mountain Station, so that provides us with a quicker response to this service area, as opposed to before that station was open, that substation was open, resources were actually coming down from the Hemet Station Valley. So having that substation here locally with that's staffed 24/7 is a great resource to have up here, and he can speak to that. And you were here prior to that, right?
I was here during that transition. So my name is Brian Deloss. I have about 28 years of experience with the department. I am one of 2 supervisors that work the mountain area, specifically out of Hemet Station, but we have that substation up at Lake Hemet. Sheriff Bianco in 2020 decided to open and fully staff that station with supervisors, deputies, a community service officer. Those personnel, unlike the days of old, well, there was a time when there were no deputies up there, and then there was a time where those deputies would rotate, and that is no longer the case. So myself, my partner, the deputies that work up there, we work up there consistently. We've actually split Sage a little bit, so East Benton is kind of a divider between the valley and the mountain. So we have Sage into Awanga that's part of the mountain communities. That doesn't mean we don't come down to Best Road, which has been a problem for a while. We're not done there. That property owner, we finally contacted him. He came in and was super helpful and just bulldozed that place. We got a stolen vehicle out of there yesterday. We got somebody in custody for that. There's the property that Mr. Johnny Camacho lives at the end. If you're familiar with him, somebody brought his name up a little while ago. But we already know who that property owner is. They're super cooperative, and basically they want to do the same thing and eradicate that. I think he used the den of tweakers up there. So we're in the process of finalizing that as well. There you go. So that is ongoing and will be dealt with very soon. And we're certainly going to be available for any questions that you folks have. And I will leave my business card back there along with Sergeant Cramer's. That's all I have.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The highway signs that are solar powered that take up the length of license plates, is that governed by the Sheriff's Department or Highway Patrol?
So those are flock cameras. You can go online and look at flock safety.
No, I know what they are.
Yeah, but they are managed by the sheriff's department. If there is a vandalism or a downed, which happens quite often in the unincorporated areas especially, we have a contract with Flock who will come out. And at times we have to relocate them because the bottom line is we can't be everywhere and they get knocked down for sport by some. And we identify that, we realize that. And so then we have to make good decisions on relocating those cameras to safer areas that are, they're going to be a little bit more protective.
Why don't you put them on a pole, a pie?
Well, so there's all kinds of Caltrans and rules that we have to follow.
Never
We just
mind.
can't go out there with a bucket of cement and a log and
That's what I
we
say.
have to fall into, 'cause God forbid somebody hits that and something bad happens and then it's our fault for having it.
The reason why I asked is the one at Deep Fortville was driven over, the one right here was driven over.
Right.
And the one at Cat.
Bad.
was driven over.
Right.
Almost the same day.
Right.
I'm sure it might have been, and I don't know if it takes the blink of when that car is coming.
Yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. The technology is is specific to the vehicle and the license plate. It's not there to take your picture. It's not there to take pictures of people. It is to take vehicle information, which has been extremely helpful throughout Riverside County in solving, in many times, a bank robbery that occurs in Temecula, and we get a vehicle and a license plate, and we're able to plug it in.
Wow.
Many times that vehicle is located like the same day. I mean, it's just fantastic to keep you safe. It's not Big Brother in the sense of we're trying to keep an eye on what your progress is. But it definitely is for safety. And please go on that website, flocksafety.com, and you can read up all about what they're capable of.
They need a clear internet service or,
So they are cell-based.
okay.
So that solar panel powers cell base as well.